Today's video, ipapakita ko po sa inyo ang mga bayani nating doctors at mga nurses na handang tumulong sa krisis sa bansang Italia na naranasan ngayon dahil sa virus na COVID-19. At alam nyo na rin po na libo-libo po ang namatay sa bansang Italy dahil sa virus na ito. Kaya palakpakan po natin ang magigiting nating mga doktor at nurses na handang sugpuin ang nakamamatay na virus. So keep on watching.
Han participado en el ébola en África Occidental y algunos en otros desastres naturales como terremotos, intensas lluvias, y venimos a dar toda nuestra solidaridad por el compromiso humanista que nosotros tenemos con nuestra profesión y con nuestro país y con el mundo. Y creo que ahora que los hermanos italianos están pasando por un momento tan difícil, nosotros lo menos que podemos hacer modestamente es venir a ayudar al pueblo de Italia y colaborar en todo lo que podamos.
Meanwhile, in Italy, authorities said on Sunday that a further 651 people had died from the coronavirus. That's fewer than Saturday's record number of deaths, but it's still the second worst day so far. Italy has closed non-essential businesses to try to control the outbreak, and outside help is on the way. Doctors from Cuba and medical supplies from Russia have been dispatched to help support the overwhelmed medical system.
An eerie sight that's now the norm in many Italian cities. Rome's Piazza Venezia, deserted, apart from police cars and military vehicles. Rules confining Italians to their homes were tightened even further. The Prime Minister announced all public offices, building sites and businesses would close unless they're essential to keeping the country's supply chain going.
Those sacrifices that today can look like a step backwards will allow us tomorrow to come back soon. Into our factories, into our offices, into our squares, into the arms of relatives and friends. We are giving up our beloved habits because we love Italy, but we won't give up our confidence in the future. United, we will make it.
As Italy ramped up its lockdown measures with a greater police and military presence, help also arrived from another country. Doctors and nurses from Cuba touched down in Milan on Sunday. They're there to provide support and expertise to the hospitals in Italy, which are increasingly overwhelmed by the number of patients.
Those doctors have fought Ebola in West Africa, have been to natural disaster areas where there have been earthquakes, floods, and we come to bring our solidarity for the human commitment that we keep with our profession and with our country and the world.
Behind the closed doors and shuttered windows of the Lombardy region, people are already reeling from the ever-increasing death toll. Here, like all over the country, just one hope, that maybe Italy will emerge soon from one of the darkest chapters in recent history.
Well, Alessio Parone is covering this story and joins us now from Milan, the capital of Lombardy in Italy. Alessio, what's the latest? What's the situation at the moment in Lombardy?
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me. I think the situation is there's a lot of death and trauma lately, especially in the provinces of Bergamo, Brescia, Cremona to the east of Milan, to the east of here. Spoke to a priest recently near Bergamo, and so many people had died in the community where he served in Nembro that he told me it's going to be difficult to even imagine what life would be like when this is over, because so many iconic people of the village are gone. And so we've all seen the pictures. We've all seen the pictures of the trucks carrying bodies away from Bergamo. We've seen the pictures of the rows of caskets waiting to be buried in the city's cemetery. And I think at this point, all of Lombardy is wondering, when does this stop? When will it slow down? When do we see the effects of the lockdown that's been in place for over 2 weeks already? We were told in the beginning that we would see the effects in 2 or 3 weeks' time. So we're about to enter the third week of lockdown here in Lombardy. And so people are just collectively, I think, nervously waiting to see the spread slow down finally.
Looking at Italy as a whole, we did see a slight drop in the daily number of deaths reported for the country as a whole. Are things still getting worse in Italy, or are there indications that the outbreak may have peaked?
Yes, you're right. Even here in Lombardy yesterday, I mean, it's still hard to call the data positive or a good sign when so many people are dying. But compared to Saturday's information, yesterday's bulletin was actually, it looked much better. So I'm looking at the figures now, and in Lombardy we had almost 550 dead people on Saturday, and 361 yesterday. So it's 200 less. So now the authorities have warned us. It's hard to tell now if this is a sign that the spread is slowing, or if if it's just one day with good data.
Alessio, thank you very much for talking to us. That was journalist Alessio Parrone in Milan.